Hello class, and welcome to Notes 5.6, Writing and Solving Proportions. You will notice that our standard is from grade 6, which tells you this should be a nice, easy review, and you should all have 100% on the quiz. Our objective is to use proportions to solve problems and use cross-multiplication as a method for solving such problems. For our vocabulary, proportion is an equation stating that two ratios, which are fractions, are equivalent. For example, A over B equals C over D. Make sure you do write down our one vocabulary word. Also, make sure you write down our property, which is the cross products property. The cross products of a proportion are equal. Because 3 over 4 equals 9 over 12, you know that 3 times 12 equals 4 times 9, which of course is true because they both equal 36. Let's take a look at teacher example 1. There are 24 calories in 2 ounces of orange juice. How many calories are in 10 ounces? So we can set up our proportion. 24 over 2 equals x over 10. Or you could have done it the other way around and put your ounces in the numerator and 2 and 10, and then the denominator have the 24 and the x. What's important is that you're consistent. You either have calories in the numerator or ounces, but you have to be the same on both fractions. Okay, let's go ahead and cross multiply. 24 times 10 equals 2x. 24 times 10, of course, is 240. Now, as we talked about with inverse operations, our goal is to get x all by itself. So we need to divide to undo that multiplication. We get 120. And of course, this is a word problem, so we need words in our answer. 120 calories. Okay, go ahead and try these 3 out on your own. Press play when you're ready to see the answers. Okay, hopefully you have tried them out. Let's take a look. And we have A goes with 3, 15 is in the denominator, which goes with 2, which is in the opposite numerator. Multiply, divide, you have your answer. There we go. Okay, number 2, 28 goes with 24, and 16 goes with M. Multiply, divide, you have your answer. Number 3, you're cross multiplying, so you need to multiply, divide, and you have your answer. Okay, hopefully you got all those ones correct. And let's go ahead and take a look now at teacher example 2 when we have decimals. We still do the same thing, you just have to be a little more careful with those decimal points. So notice I've cross multiplied, then I multiplied my two numbers together. Now, of course, I'm left with 10 and 4/10 times n, which I want to undo that multiplication by dividing both sides, and I have my answer. So again, exactly the same thing, nothing different, you just have those decimals. So go ahead and try these out. Notice some have decimals and some do not, so some will be a little easier than others, but go ahead and try them out. Okay, hopefully you did pretty well on these. Cross multiplying, multiply, divide, and you have your answer. Again, cross multiply, then multiply, divide, and you have your answer. Last one, cross multiply, multiply, divide, and you have your answer. Okay, again, hopefully you did pretty well on those. Should be pretty easy. Now this is where we're getting a little bit more difficult, because in here, notice in the denominator, I have an x plus 7, not just one number. Okay, so when I cross multiply, I'm multiplying 4 by x and the 7. I'm distributing the 4 to both of them. So we'll take a look at that here. Okay, so notice I'm distributing the 4 to the x, 4 to the 7. So 4 times x, of course, is 4x. 4 times 7 is 28. Now I can use, this is just like a two-step equation that we did in 5.5. Start by subtracting 28 on both sides, then dividing each side by 4. End up with my number, which of course matches with letter C. So that would be my answer. So this one's just a little bit tougher because instead of doing inverse operations with just one step, now you're doing 2 steps because you need to undo the addition and the multiplication. So go ahead and try that out on your own. Okay, let's see how you did. You cross multiply. Notice the 6 is being shared with the x and the 3. Then inverse operations tells me to start first with subtraction. And then I move into division. And I have my answer. Okay? So hopefully that was nice and easy for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the quiz. Number 1, 2/3 equals 4 over z. I don't know why the computer turned this one into a fraction and not this one. But remember, you're cross multiplying. Number 2, same thing. You're still cross multiplying. You do have those decimals. As I've told you before, I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend you write your fractions right side up instead of sideways like the computer does. Number 3 does look a little funny. That 2 is over the x plus 2. So the x plus 2 is the denominator, the 2 is the numerator. Again, write your fractions right side up and it'll be nice and easy. Okay, have a great day.